We are back on Kababayan Today. It's Martin Luther King Day, and if you're watching us, you're probably saying, "Ay, sus Mariose, paano na naman pinag-uusapan ni Jean ako? At ang mga kwento ng mga itim na namamatay, ay. Why do we care? Why should we care? What can we do to help? That's really the main issue here is people like, the younger generation, they're really all about it. They're going out there, they're marching in solidarity. What can we do? Honest ways that we can help this movement. Brandon.
I think one thing we can really show that Black Lives Matter. A lot of people like to say, should Black Lives matter? All lives should matter. Well, yes, all lives should matter. Let's start with Black lives because they are the ones that are systematically targeted by, or have higher incidents that are based in a system of police violence. And so if that's the case, then Filipinos, we can do two things. We can, number one, march with them. We can hashtag with them. We can join with them in their struggle because their struggle is ours both as Filipino Americans and as Americans, and as humans, really. And secondarily, we need to have these conversations as you organize today, as we've been doing with our families and with our friends, because African Americans, we should get to a point not long from now when they see a Filipino, they know that's an ally because, we're fighting the same struggle. They are no different from us and we're no different from them in so many ways.
Yes, but the question is, what have they ever done for us? You know how Filipinos are. They're gonna say, okay, if I'm going to be a part of this, well, how are they helping us? Attorney, what can we say to people that are saying this?
Well, going back to MLK,
yes,
I think everybody, all the minorities, have benefited from that. It may not be. It's not a recent past. It's in the 60s, and most immigrants, Filipino immigrants, came after the 60s, so they may not be able to connect with that. But if you really look at it, it's rooted to that. We now enjoy these privileges because of the civil rights movement, and so yes, we do benefit from that. They just don't see that because, like I said, it's back in the day in the 60s, and it's not happening to them now, but it is.
But you have to think about it. 1820 to 1965, there was only 1.5 Asian Americans that migrated here. Post 1965, over 10 million.
Yeah.
All our families here. If there wasn't for Black activists, none of us would be here. We would still be in the Philippines washing our clothes with tabos and
You mean your puwets with tabo?
Yeah. I use a bidet.
Oh, you use a bidet? Oh, you're so Americanized. Okay, we're not talking about this. We're going back to our topic of discussion. Okay, so what can we do as Filipinos? We want to be able to talk to our mga kamag-anaks first and have that uncomfortable discussion at the dinner table and say, Ma, Pa, what do you think about yung nangyayari sa TV ngayon na pinapatay itong mga taong ganito? Because I have that conversation in my household and I hear all different kinds of things. And I have children. But if you shield your children from uncomfortable conversations that are important to talk about, then they're going to be growing up in a world where already they know that they should be silenced, right? And we live in America. Let's take advantage of the fact that we can say something like bidet and tabo and puwet on TV.
Right.
Right? I mean, I know we're laughing about it, but we have freedom of speech.
Sure.
Let's make the most out of it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, in ending, what is your message to all our kababayans out there this Martin Luther King Day? Attorney.
I think we are privileged. I'm privileged enough to be Asian American, maybe not so much as a white straight male in this society, but I think it is our duty to speak up on the injustices, not only for everybody, but for the Black community at this time.
Okay, Mariela?
We need to talk, so I'm talking to all the parents out there.
Yes.
You guys need to talk to your kid and it's okay to be friends with them. I grew up and it was always a taboo.
Ay, bakit yung mga barkada mo itim?
Yeah.
Hindi ba pwedeng yung barkada mo ibang kulay?
To say that, it's kind of, we're trying to make us a superior race, and that's not it. We shouldn't be. We're at the same ground they are, It hasn't been too long ago where we were in their position, so we need to stand with them, and you guys need to talk to your family members and be more involved in.
Raise awareness.
Yeah, high five, girl.
Raise awareness,
Okay,
yes.
Professor Brandon, your message to our kababayans this Martin Luther King Day.
You know, Tavis Smiley wrote a really good book titled Death of a King, and it's about MLK's last year. And what he points out, you know, we like to remember MLK as the guy who wrote speeches, was a nice guy, was happy, you know, had hard times, but we have a stereotyped image of him. We don't have an actual sense of who he was. In fact, seeing the condition of African Americans, he was critical of capitalism. His politics might be best characterized as democratic socialism today, something that we don't like to talk about. Another thing, he was also very critical of the American empire. He said in a famous speech in 1967, the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today, my own government.
Oh, whoa, okay, I want to end this show with that. That's a lot to think about, Brandon.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for being here. We've run out of time. Please join the movement, Black Lives Matter, and happy Martin Luther King Day. Salamat po, and thank you, attorney, thank you, Mariela, and thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, G.
All right, see you guys again
MLK.
soon. Salamat!